I am Cecilia Chung, Senior Director of Transgender Law Center. I also founded a project called Positively Trans. I called my mom after I tested HIV positive and told her that I'm sorry, I contracted HIV and I'm going to die before her. It was the hardest things that I have to do. The reason why I have to come out is that I want to be honest with my parents, and I also want to be honest with myself. For transgender women, we live in the intersections of many different kinds of stigma. If we can get rid of any stigma in our life, that is going to help us and benefit the entire community so that we can live a stigma-free. And for all the Floridians, get tested, know your status, at least get a baseline so you know that what you have to do to stay safe.
Hey everybody, my name is Tony Michelle Williams. I am a programs coordinator and organizer with SNAPCO, Solutions Not Punishment Collaborative in Atlanta. We are a Black, trans, and queer-led organization empowering the community to wage campaigns that divest from the prison industrial complex and invest in our communities and the things that we need. And in order for us to be successful with bringing the systems down, with transforming the culture and creating the new world that we desire, we need you and we need your truth. It is not easy living with HIV. It's not easy trying not to get it, baby. And we just want everybody to be able to talk about it, to be able to fight against it, and for the end of this epidemic. And we need you. We need your beautiful faces.
Porque yo quiero vivir. El tener la condición no hace más ni menos para tu poder seguir hacia adelante. No caerte. Y si te caes, pues te levantas. Porque en la vida hay que ser positivo, no positivo del HIV, pero positivo, que tengas una mente amplia y puedas salir hacia adelante, no dejarte caer. Bueno, yo voy a hablar en mí, como mujer trans. No puedo hablar por las demás porque no sé la mente de las demás personas. Pero romper el estigma es algo bonito porque tú no te vas a dejar llevar por lo que te digan la vecina, por lo que te diga tu madre. Es más, ni tu misma madre. Tú tienes que ser tú. Y no tener miedo, porque el miedo no nos conduce a nada, sino tú te atreves a salir hacia adelante. ¿Eres HIV positivo? Sí, lo soy, con la frente en alta, porque eso no te va a hacer más ni te va a hacer menos. El que te quiera, pues te sigue, el que no te quiera, pues adiós y gracias, y que Dios lo bendiga. Con mi comunidad también la ayudo. Es bueno también hacer un amplio para que cada ser humano en cada país sepa lo que es una chica trans luchando por sobrevivir. No es fácil, porque ya que somos menos y cada día nos ponen más abajo, tenemos que subir más arriba y darnos a valer. Y por esa razón, HIV o no HIV, vamos a hacer hacia adelante. Vamos por más.
My name is Kivale Kadena. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. I work for a nonprofit agency called the Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center, formerly known as Life Foundation. We recently merged with another agency and we become H3RC in Honolulu. I've been living with HIV since August 28, 2004. But I really kept that a secret for for a few years. I actually didn't even get into HIV treatment until an AIDS diagnosis a few years later in 2005. I lived a hard life. I lived on the streets. I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. I found sobriety in 2010 and I was offered a position with an HIV services organization. And I was offered a position with an HIV services organization. And it really kind of helped me learn a lot more about my own personal views about HIV and my own perspective about my life of living with HIV. There wasn't a lot of trans girls that were open about their HIV status, and I saw a lot of my sisters struggling with their health and with getting connected to services and being linked to care. And I felt empowered enough to come out about being HIV positive. And so I wanted my story to be an example because I felt like I was succeeding in HIV treatment. I had an undetectable viral load just months after I started taking my medications, and after adherence I've been undetectable for, going on almost 10 years now. So it wasn't easy. I was afraid for my, not for my own personal safety or my own self, but I was concerned about my family. I have 3 daughters. I have 3 stepdaughters I've raised, the youngest since she was 4 years old. I also have a granddaughter and my husband who's also HIV negative. And I was worried about the stigma and the kind of backlash that they would receive from me being so public about my HIV status. But they've been very supportive, and because of that I'm able to speak more freely about being HIV positive. And it's a healing thing and it's very empowering. I learn more because I'm open about my health. I think it's important to, for me to be open about my HIV status, especially in Hawaii, because the circle of trans women is so small and we all know each other. And if my story can resonate within them or can make them feel secure about getting linked to services and linked to HIV treatment, then that's succeeding. So I think it is important. It helps with HIV stigma if they see someone thriving with HIV. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a sister. I work in HIV services, I'm a public figure. I travel across the country. If they see that type of success after HIV, to me that's ending stigma in my state. They're seeing a woman thriving in life, and HIV is just a part of it. It's not my whole life. It doesn't define who I am. It really gives me the strength and to keep moving forward. I encourage my girls in Hawaii by living an example. I'm clean and sober. I've settled down. I have a career. I network across the country, and I think it helps me personally and of course professionally, and I want girls like me to know that they can do it too. I'm just a girl from the streets. I barely graduated high school, and the opportunities that I were given because of being open about my health and my needs have allowed me to succeed and to thrive.
Hi, my name is Jada Cardona. I'm a member of Positively Trans National Advisory Board. I also am the Executive Director of Transitions Louisiana, and I also help run Positively Trans Louisiana. There's several things that I do around the country to help advocate for the girls and boys who need help. Today, my aim and focus is to lend a hand, and I feel like Arianna Center does just that, lending hands.
My name is Marissa Miller. I currently am from Washington, D.C. I work for INMAC, the National Minority AIDS Coalition, part of 2 of the largest meetings for HIV, United States Conference on AIDS and the Biomedical Conference. I was entering into the prison system when I found out about my status. I caught a prostitution case. And one of the things that you had to do when you caught a prostitution case is you had to have an HIV test as part of the sentence. You go into the Reading Diagnostic Center where they decide which prison they're going to send you to. And everybody has an HIV test, and I found that I was positive. I think I've kind of like, I don't know that I've ever come out. I think that there's a part of my life where I'm definitely out because I am have the availability and the platform to work nationally, but I still go home as a boy, for holidays, for Christmas and for other holidays. I don't know that I ever will fully come out. So I've had the opportunity to work with Arianna and to sit on Positively Trans with her, and she's such a fantastic and innovative woman. I've only seen a couple of women that have that vision that she has. One of them lives in New Orleans, and her name is Jada, and the other one lives in DC and in New Orleans, there's a large Latino population. You know, New Orleans is sort of that pocket where we're touristic and people come. It's a large homeless population and people find homes there, and it's a lot of Latino women that come through. And to be able to come to a place and someone speaks my language and someone speaks my tongue and someone feels what I feel, because in Latino populations like the African American populations, we don't trust people. You know, so to be positioned with such greatness. So if I was to tell anybody in Florida, and I'm always telling people that talk about services in Florida, go see Arianna, you know. So if I would tell anybody in Florida to anything, I would tell them to holler at Arianna. She has opened up a pocket in Florida for transgender women to be able to not just exist in the public health, but in financial equity. She has provided a platform for women that have never would have had the opportunity to bring a paycheck home. She makes sure that immigrants are taken care of. She makes sure that people that don't have their cars are taken care of. There's work that she's doing. We had our first national training for Block at her agency. She opened up the door, and it was nothing but hospitality. So if I would tell anybody in Florida to do anything, I would say stop by Arianna's place. She's in charge of the girls.
Hi, my name is Sofia Cass, and I moved from Beirut, Lebanon to San Francisco, California in 2015. Right now, I'm working as a Positively Trans Program Associate at the Transgender Law Center. I did not come out to my family or to anyone back in Lebanon about my HIV status. They outed me, and my mother dug up my papers, my medical papers that I had hidden, so she found out about my HIV status. It was very difficult. I had to face discrimination and stigma from my family, and they did not want me to live in the same house with them because they thought that I can transmit the virus to my brother, to my father, and to my mother. I came out as trans after I came to the United States because I was not able to live anymore without being my authentic self. And I needed the space that the move to the United States created for me so I can come out and flourish as my authentic self. It is important for me to end HIV stigma because of ignorance and of the impact of ignorance that has on our lives as trans folks of color living with HIV. Stigma is resulting in the death of trans women of color every year, and this has to stop. I encourage the Florida residents to support the trans community by showing up for them in all of the community gatherings that my trans sisters and brothers and siblings do in Florida. The Florida residents need to show the trans community that they are part of that bigger community and that they are welcome, and that all of us are human beings who deserve to live together and pursue happiness together.
My name is Nikayla, and I am a Southern Belle from Atlanta, Georgia. And I am also a trans health educator of Someone Cares Inc. of Atlanta. Well, this is how I came out about my HIV status. First of all, I got educated by going to many lunch and learns, and then I worked my way up into start advocating. But my biggest moment when I came out about my HIV status was that I did the Greater Than AIDS campaign called We Are Family. I came out because people need to know that me as a transgender woman live, breathe, and love just like everyone else. And I hurt just like everyone else. And I wanted every trans woman to know to learn how to love themselves. It is important that we speak out about stigma because people do not understand us. And they need to know more about us as an individual and what the trans community is about. So I encourage you Florida residents to get educated and just love, love, love on each other.